Have you ever felt like your whole life is stuck in the same place, repeating the same day over and over? This is the story of a young man who lived exactly like that. Until one simple choice changed everything forever. A choice so small that most people would ignore it, yet powerful enough to transform his entire life. Liam Carter was 26, living in the quiet town of Oak Ridge. Nothing exciting ever happened there, and nothing exciting ever happened to him. He worked at a small printing shop on Maple Street, where the air always smelled of ink and warm paper. Every morning, he walked to work with his headphones in, hoping no one would stop him or ask him how he was doing. He wasn't unfriendly. He was simply tired. Tired of pretending he was fine. Tired of believing this was all life would ever offer him. Inside the shop, Liam printed documents, packed orders, and swept floors. The work wasn't bad, but it wasn't fulfilling either. It felt like he was living a life that belonged to someone else. He once had dreams, big ones. As a child, he used to draw everywhere he could. Notebooks, scraps of cardboard, even the back of old receipts. He imagined being a designer, creating things that people would see and remember. But somewhere along the way, those dreams got buried under responsibilities and quiet fears. He convinced himself he wasn't talented enough, not special enough, not brave enough. At night, he came home to a small apartment with peeling paint and a flickering kitchen light. One evening, he found his old sketchbook in a drawer. He opened it and saw drawings he made years ago, sketches full of imagination and hope. The sight made his chest tighten. It reminded him of who he used to be, but the sadness that came with that memory hurt too much. So he closed the book quickly and pushed it aside. "What's the point?" he whispered to himself. That was just kid stuff. Days passed, all of them blending together, until the afternoon his boss asked him to deliver a large printing order to the community center. When he arrived, he noticed a colorful poster taped beside the entrance. It read, "Graphic Design Challenge, open at all levels. Show your creativity. Winner receives mentorship from a professional designer." Liam froze. His first reaction wasn't excitement. It was fear, a heavy, sinking fear that told him he wasn't good enough. "This isn't for people like me," he thought. He turned to walk away when an elderly janitor sweeping near the door noticed him staring. "Think about entering?" the old man asked. Liam shook his head. "No, I don't really do things like that." The janitor smiled gently, leaning on his broom. "Nobody does things like that," he said, "until they start doing them." Liam didn't know how to respond. The old man added quietly, "Sometimes one choice, just one, can open a door you didn't even know existed." Those words followed Liam home like a shadow. That night, he lay awake staring at the ceiling. He was tired. Tired of being stuck. Tired of avoiding his own potential. Tired of convincing himself that he was meant to live small. He sat up, walked to his desk, and pulled the old sketchbook toward him. For a long moment, he just stared at the blank page. His hand trembled when he picked up a pencil. But then he made one slow, uncertain line, then another and another. Hours passed. He lost track of time. Something deep inside him awakened. Something he thought he had lost forever. In the morning, he looked at what he had created. It wasn't perfect, but it was honest. It came from a part of him he had ignored for far too long. And then he did something that terrified him. He scanned his drawing, opened the contest website, and clicked submit. It took less than 5 seconds, yet it was the bravest thing he had done in years. Without knowing it, he had just made the one choice that would change everything. The following week was filled with doubt. Every day, Liam convinced himself he would lose. He wondered why he even tried. But deep inside, something felt different. He had stepped outside his comfort zone, and even if nothing came from it, he felt alive for the first time in years. When the day of the results arrived, he walked nervously to the community center. The room was filled with people of all ages, all more confident looking than he felt. The entries were pinned on the wall, and some of them were stunning. Liam felt small, almost invisible. Then he found his piece. People were actually looking at it, studying it. One person whispered, "This one feels like it has a story." Liam's heart nearly stopped. When the judge stepped onto the stage, the room fell silent. After announcing third and second place, she opened the last envelope. Liam held his breath. The winner of the graphic design challenge is Liam Carter. For a moment, the world froze. Liam didn't move. He didn't blink. He didn't even believe it. But people clapped. The judge smiled warmly, and Liam walked the stage, stunned. She handed him a certificate and said, "You have a voice in your art. Don't silence it." Those words broke through every wall he had built around himself. That night, he looked at the certificate on his desk and realized something important. His dream wasn't impossible. He wasn't too old. It wasn't too late. He wasn't untalented. He had simply spent too long waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect level of confidence, the perfect opportunity. He finally understood that none of that mattered. Dreams don't come to you. You walk toward them one small step at a time. Liam started practicing design every day. He watched tutorials, experimented with new styles, and created small projects for friends and local businesses. Slowly, he built a portfolio. Slowly, he built confidence. Slowly, he built a new version of himself. One who tried, one who believed, one who acted. Opportunities began appearing. People reached out to him for logos, posters, and digital art. Each project felt like another open door. 1 year later, Liam quietly resigned from the printing shop. Not because he was running away from it, but because he was finally running towards something else. Something he'd always wanted but never allowed himself to chase. He became a freelance designer, creating work he was proud of and living a life that once felt unreachable. Whenever doubt crept back in, he reminded himself of the truth. Everything changed because of one choice. A choice to try. A choice to start. A choice he could have ignored, but didn't. If you're feeling stuck, if life seems unchanging, if you feel like you're meant for something more, remember Liam's story. Sometimes the biggest transformations come from the smallest decisions. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need unshakable confidence. You just need one moment of courage. One choice can change everything forever. Make yours today.